Hi everyone, happy weekend. It's Katie here. It has been a very cold and rainy day today, so a little different than what the weather was originally forecast. It was supposed to be a pretty nice day today, but now it's going to get down into the 20s tonight. So just doing a little bit around the homestead, preparing to turn off the water again so that the pipes don't freeze under the RV. So we had an off homestead day for the most part. Just did some chores during the day and then did some shopping. Went and looked at a couple different tractors, just trying to kind of look at the different sizes and models and things that are available here in the local market. And then there's the one that Nate mentioned in Ohio. It is still available, but it's about, I think it's about 8 or 9 hours from us. So not something we can just hop over in a day and go check out and come back. So we're going to do a video tour of that one just to kind of see how that one goes as well. So today it is going into the weekend. It is March 1st today. So y'all will be seeing this on Saturday, March 2nd. So it is getting ready, and I'm probably already behind, but I'm going to start planting and doing some seeds. So this year I tried to get myself a lot more organized and ready to go. We have some regular potatoes that we'll be planting this year, some sweet potatoes. I am going to make my own slips this year, and so I'll probably make a video on just what I'm doing to make the slips and how that process goes, and kind of document it all the way through so you can see what I did and how it turned out, and whether or not buying, store-bought potatoes is actually better than buying the slips at the store. And because that's like it's about a 4 to 6 week process, the first portion, and then you have to get them to root after you get the slips to start. So then that's another, little bit of a process, and then you have to plant them. So I'm excited to go through that. As y'all know, we made lard for the first time. And so just been doing a lot of side projects, but now that we're completely done with all of the processing, we have 2 hams that one is in the fridge, one is hanging. We did them 2 different methods. And so we're very excited to kind of see what that process is like and how that works for us. It's one of them, it's about a 12-month process, and the other one's about an 18-month process. So it's going to be a long journey on the hams. We'll try to show them every now and again to show the progress and the weigh-ins and things like that. And then outside of that, we got pretty much everything else cleaned up. Nate got all the bones boiled down in the broth and made a whole bunch of batches to put into the chicken food, and doing some other things. And then, of course, any of the scraps and the parts that we wouldn't normally eat or we couldn't use to render down, fed that back to the animals. So it's all cleaned up now. And now that the tables are free again, I'm ready to I'm going to start seeds. And so, like I mentioned, it got a little bit more organized this year. I just found these online. I think they're actually pitcher holders. So this is my flower one. And I mentioned I kind of went crazy with sunflowers, and I think somebody had asked what kind of sunflowers I recommended or grew. I don't know if I can recommend them quite yet, but I'm excited. There's quite a few I'm very excited for. So these are kind of just cool little compartments. They just have their own little latch here. And I did try some new vendors that I hadn't tried before. So I went ahead and ordered from Johnny Seed and also M.I. Gardner. And then I did also order from a tulip place for some bulbs and some bare root peonies. So for the sunflowers, like I said, I'm really excited for the sunflowers. And there's going to be several varieties. But I did some single stem ones. There's quite a few different single stem ones, and then I did some branching ones as well. The branching ones are more so for the pollinators and just they're beautiful and they're tall, and I think it's just so pretty to look at. The single stem ones are going to be for cut flowers, and hopefully being able to start adding those to our egg business so that we just have a little bit more variety to offer people. And then I ended up getting like strawberry blonde ones. I got dark red ones, and I've got like lemon queen. Ones that I think are really fun that I'm super excited is these teddy bears, something I had never seen before. And then Florenza and red phi, and then the purple phi, and then more strawberry blonde. So there's one in here. I can't remember which one it is. It was from Johnny, I'm pretty positive. But it actually is like a purple sunflower, but you know how the back of the sunflower is really cool? That's how the front looks. So I'm really excited to see that one grow, and I'll share that one along because it was something I had never really seen before. And then of course, I'm always a bargain shopper, so I'm always looking for things like that. So when I saw that Walmart had, you know, sunflowers for 50 cents, I wanted to see, this is a dwarf teddy bear, so I have the regular teddy bear. These ones I'm going to plant closer to the house in the area. And then of course, you know, Dollar Tree sells them 4 for $1. And then these were the ones we planted last year, and these did really well. They were the Frontera, the Girasol, and then one was the Red Sun and one was the Dwarf Sunspot. So these ones all did really well last year, and I still have some seeds left over, so I'm going to plant those again. So with the flowers, you know, I have a lot of flowers that I want to do for some cut flowers, but there's a lot of calendula, nasturtium, lavender, and, you know, marigold, and ones that are just really beneficial for not only pollinators, but edible, and also for essential oils and or just other salves and things like that. So I'm really excited to kind of dip my hand this year into learning a little bit more about some of those and making some of my own butters and soaps now that we have so much lard. So excited to kind of dive into this. I'll probably do a better walkthrough in a video where, you know, when I'm actually planting. I don't know how many people are super excited for flowers, but if there's any favorite flowers, I mean, I've got, like I said, there's a lot of the edible ones in here, but then there's also like Rudbeckia, and I'm going to try straw flowers because I love dried flowers and I love how pretty they are. And being able to have those in displays around the house throughout the entire year. So there's a couple I'm excited to try. Gomphrena I've never tried before, but that's another one that you can dry really, and it's supposed to keep its color. So I'm really excited for some of those. And then these are all the veggies and herbs. So I'm gonna start with the tomatoes and the peppers. Going to start those here very soon. And then my herbs. So I love herbs. These are all mixed herbs in here. And then we've got peas and beans and our cucumbers and zucchini and the peppers and onions. And then this year we went kind of crazy with pumpkin seeds and corn seeds. So these are two that we're really going to expand on this year because the pigs really enjoyed it. And we keep getting a lot of questions if we're getting pigs again. The short answer is yes, we will get pigs again. The long answer is it's a little more complicated, but our plan for pigs is to get babies later. I don't know if it'll be this year. It might be early next year or sometime next year, but we want to raise them up and have them for breeders. And then we would, because we really have found, you know, 2 pigs for us is just a lot of meat. And even with all of the meat that we were able to give away to the people that helped us and our neighbors, we're still going to have well over a year's worth supply for us, which is great. It's nothing to be sad about. It's just, it's just a lot for us. So we know that we don't need to have, you know, 2 pigs every year. We can definitely downscale that, in a way to kind of offset the cost of keeping them around would be to sell the babies. And so that's something we want to do. And then also get a ram so that we can breed the ewes and have some lambs next year as well. So those are kind of the plans. So really excited for pumpkins. Got quite a few different types of pumpkins this year. Of course, you know, there's the jack-o'-lanterns, the big Macs, and the Howdens. I'm gonna try these ones. I'm really excited to try the sugar pies. They're supposed to be a really sweet one, good for pumpkin pie. And then the other ones are supposed to just get really nice and big. So I think it'll be something really good for being able to feed the animals. So the pumpkins, we're gonna dedicate a pretty large area to this year, and just kind of let it go a little wild. And then the corn, we really wanted to expand on the corn. We actually bought this for last year and didn't end up planting it. It's just it's a bicolor hybrid sweet corn. Got some glass gems, some ambrosia sweet, and then some golden bantam sweet. So this one is more decorative, but the other ones are all for eating. So again, just want to do a little bit more because we were able to get some corn from our neighbors last year and froze it, and really loved having that available throughout the year. So near term, I'll be, let's see, I'm not sure where the tomatoes went. They're in here somewhere. There they are. All right, tomatoes. That's right, I put them right across from the peppers. So the tomatoes, we're gonna try some new varieties this year, and then we reordered some old favorites that we had. And last year, I don't know if y'all will remember this, but I started the tomatoes really early, and then we got really busy and never replanted them, and it just stunted their growth. So I'm going to try the soil block method this year. I've got some trays and a soil block, and I'm going to start them there. And then I do have some little bit bigger pots to put them in, not huge pots, but you know, a little bit bigger so that we can progress them a little further. So we really like these yellow pears. We found these on a really good price, so I grabbed a couple extra ones. And then the ones that I wanted, these are ones that we planted last year, but nothing came up, so we're gonna try some new ones. I'm gonna try these hillbilly tomatoes. I was excited for these, they sounded really good. The Jubilee tomatoes we really liked. We've had those before. They're not an acidic tomato, so that's really good. And the black crims, that's another one that Nate just eats them right off the vine. He loves these. And then we wanted to try these champagne bubbles. Heard they're really good. They're kind of a sweeter type one. And then tomatillas. We got a couple different tomatillas that we're gonna try. So, and then we have the Verde ones that we did last year. And then I found a purple tomatilla also, so I'm going to give that a try. So you'll notice that there'll be a lot of tomatillas, there'll be a lot of peppers, there'll be a lot of tomatoes, and that's because this year my plan is to do a lot of canning for salsas, and spaghetti sauces. So those are two things that I love to make, and I really want to be able to make my own on a regular basis. I've got sweet peppers, and we've got banana peppers, bullnose peppers, jalapenos, more sweet peppers, more sweet peppers. We really like sweet peppers. We're not a spicy family, so we like a little bit of heat, so you'll see a jalapeno here and there, but for the most part, we're pretty much on the sweet side. Here's a different type of sweet pepper. I'm gonna try a Hungarian hot wax one. We'll see how that one goes. And then we got some bell peppers. I found some shishitos, super excited for those. And I'd never tried the lemon drop peppers before, so I'm gonna try those. So have a really good mixture here. So these are probably what is going to get started here in the really near future, AKA tomorrow and the next day. Just looking forward to getting some of these all planted. And then we're gonna do a bigger variety of onions. Our onions did really well, so I wanna expand it to some white sweets, some red ones, and then there's some Texas earlies that I'm gonna try as well, and then some leeks. So I had way too much fun seed shopping. Every time the mail came, Nate was like, oh my gosh, how many more seeds are coming? And as you can see, there was several packages. And then rosemary, cilantro, parsley, chives, stevia, dill, more parsley, some mince, thyme, and then basil, more parsley, more cilantro. We love cilantro. And then I'm trying different basils this year. Basil does really well here. And so a lemon basil, a Thai basil, and a cinnamon basil. So I'm really excited for these. And then we're gonna do some more fennels and chives and lemongrass and garlic chives. And then what else? Oh, some spearmint, rosemary, and more dill. So really excited to have a really big herb garden. I really wanna figure out how to keep rosemary here all year round. In Portland, we were able to keep the bushes all year, and we had a rosemary bush that was probably 6 feet, if not 8 feet wide, and probably about 5-6 feet tall, and it was massive. I mean, it had like branches were super thick, and we had that the entire time, and unfortunately left it there when we moved. And we've been trying to establish one here, and they keep dying over winter. So I'm gonna have to bring them, start figuring out a container to bring them in throughout the year, throughout the freezes, and so I can have a cilantro all year round, or use the let pot and have it inside and just have a smaller version that I just keep reusing. So excited to get the seeds started. Gonna start working on that. As you know, we hatched out 8 baby chicks. The incubator came yesterday. It finally came after we got done filming, about an hour and a half after we were done filming. So getting that ready to get set up, just have to figure out where to put it, because it is significantly bigger than right now we just have, you know, one that's 24 eggs and one that's 12 eggs. Well, this one can house 196 eggs, so it's huge. And so we've got about, I think, 10 geese eggs that are sitting on the counter ready to go. And then I've got 36 chicken eggs marked out of ones that I want to specifically hatch out. And then I'm going to go collect some more over the next day or so and get those all started in the incubator. The geese eggs take 30 days. The chicken eggs take 21 days. And so we're really excited to have and see if we get any more shenanigans. I think somebody else asked why the shenanigans aren't in with the chickens, which we've answered a couple times. We just raised them incorrectly, and they bonded to each other too much, and they started picking on the chickens. So what we're gonna do with the ones that hatch, we're intentionally hatching out chickens that will hatch about a week, if not 2 weeks before. So they're a little bit bigger in size when the geese are hatched. And then we're gonna place one goose in with some chickens, and one goose in with some chickens, and one goose in with some chickens. So then what's going to happen is they're going to be raised up with chickens, and then our goal is we'll have 7 geese up on the hill, 1 in each of the enclosures, and 3 down here in the different enclosures. And so we'll end up having a goose with each of our chicken flocks. And that's going to help too, because there's going to be times where we're not going to want to keep a rooster in with some of our flocks, some of our free rangers, and the ones that are mostly just we just have them to produce edible eggs. We're not going to have roosters in there, so they won't be fertilized eggs, and they'll just be for eating, not hatching. So it'll also be easier too to be able to keep all of that straight. So those are some near-term plans, and hopefully some things that you'll see come in that we're super excited for. So let us know if you have any questions, or if there's anything else or if you're interested in, you know, something more in depth, I'm happy to do a little bit more of a prepared video, not such a impromptu grabbing the seeds that I'm getting ready to start, but we're planning for a pretty big garden this year, and multiple successions of it as well. And then of course getting to the food forest and starting to plant all of our blueberries that we have, and then getting some fruit trees to start getting into the ground as well. So lots to come. Hope you all have a great weekend, and we will see you next week. Take care.